Tell me about yourself. My name is Jolene Fulmore. I'm a freshman at Temple University studying tourism hospitality in the School of Tourism Hospitality. At school, I'm involved in Young Life College as well as Temple University's Women's Rugby Football Club. Outside of school, I work at Wolf Architects located on 1515 Locust Street. I became an official member at Wolf Architects 3 months ago after interning there for the summer. At Wolf, I work with interior designers and architects and designing office spaces as well as residential locations. I personally organize the library as well as take care of the AutoCAD and SketchUp drawings that go into the floor plans and blueprints for these locations. I attended Little Flower Catholic High School for girls for the past 4 years in high school. There I was involved on my school's cross-country team for my senior year. I was also involved in National Honor Society my senior well as the Student Government Association both my sophomore and senior years. In cross country, I was a part of maybe 15 girls, and it was the first year that the team restarted at Little Flower from the years that it was on hiatus. On cross country, it's really important that you're not only physically tough but that you're mentally tough, because a lot of times you're running by yourself in the woods, and if you're not mentally strong enough, you won't be able to push yourself to keep going to 3.1 miles, even during our times when your coach won't see you because you may be in the woods and your coach is standing outside. So you have to be mentally tough to keep driving yourself. And being on a team, we were able to encourage that in each one of us, as well as push each other further. I started not one of the fastest girls because I hadn't done sprints since my 8th grade year. And by the end of the year, I was able to finish as the second person on our team to finish the race. And I was able to cut my time from around 30 minutes to 24 minutes by the end of the year for the 3.1 miles. On NHS, we were involved in different volunteer services as well as helping out at parent-teacher conferences and just assisting parents to the right classrooms so they knew where to go. On student government, we were involved in a lot of things. For one thing we had to do is we were the we were more so the ushers at the dances, whether it's Big Sister, Little Sister dance, or Mother-Daughter dance, or even Junior Prom. We ushered these dances. We were co-check. We ensured that students would roam around this building while at these dances, as well as we were in control of the food and the different snacks that went out to these students, as well as helping with the picture booth. Outside of all these activities, I was also involved in our daily volunteer services as well as different school activities that went on a daily basis. While in high school, I worked at DePaul Catholic School. I worked at DePaul from my freshman summer to my senior summer, so a total of 4 years. There, I mainly worked in the office where I was in control of filing, took payment from parents for trips as well as for the weekly fees and dues. I ran the office a bunch of times taking phone calls, and I was also trusted as one of the people to remain in the building while students may have been on trips. So if parents came to the office with questions or if anyone called, I was in charge of that often. Aside from that, I also helped out in grades when needed, whether it be during snack time, while they were on trips, or even just the teacher might have been out today. I often was in charge of a separate classroom myself, as well as helping many students, whether from grade kindergarten, either all the way up to 8th grade, with their homework. Tell me about significant accomplishment in your life. So this summer, I interned at Wolf Architects. I got the internship after being in communication with this lady whose best friend works at Wolf. And I met the lady, her name is Kate McDowell. I met her when I interviewed the mayor as part of my work service, and I asked the mayor about the importance of OST programs, which OST stands for out of school time. So through her, she knew that I was really interested in interior design and getting in that workforce. So she put me in contact with her friend, Ms. Ruby Fantuzzi, and through that I was able to get an internship. Being the internship was a huge opportunity for me. It was something that I would never expect to have, especially coming right out of high school. It's something that I realized that this internship was something that people who graduated from college with a degree in interior design would kill for. And for me to have that, I was honored to the greatest extent. It was difficult for me because I knew nothing about interior design outside from what I would see on HGTV. So going in there, I self-taught myself how to use AutoCAD, which is one of the main programs used in interior design. So in AutoCAD, I taught myself based on YouTube tutorials, and I worked every day, whether I was at work or at home, just trying to master my skills on AutoCAD. And I also self-taught, and I'm still teaching myself how to use Google SketchUp, which is another big program used for interior designers. It was also hard being the youngest person there and the most unexperienced person. I just wanted to prove myself as best as I could to these people who have been in the industry for years. And then at the end of my internship during the summer, I was blessed enough for them to offer me a job position, which I currently work in now. So I work part-time there, 3 days a week. And it is still very hard to manage with school, but it's just such a humbling experience to know that me, someone who's never had any type of professional experience in this field, that they offered me a position. So I took the job opportunity immediately, and I've been doing it now, and I'm currently in love with it. I do not know what I'd be doing if I did not go to work 3 days a week. With rugby and work, it's, even though they take up a lot of my time, they also give me time to rewind and to die down after school is over and having to do work and assignments. Those rugby and working at Wolf Architects are two things that, even though I may be exhausted after one day from going to school, to work, to practice, I come home exhausted many times, but there's nothing I'd rather be doing than those two things. Tell me about something you've learned in class. One major thing I've learned in class is the importance of leaders. Everyone needs a leader to help them and inspire them to do great things. One of the major leaders in my life currently is the captain of the rugby team. I joined rugby. I only joined rugby because my friend asked me to join with her. I was very hesitant because when one thinks rugby, they often think, strong, bigger, and I'm not very strong. I've always done more running sports, and rugby is a very hands-on contact sport, so I was very worried about joining rugby, but I stuck with it. And watching the girls on the team, especially the captain, and how she encourages us to better ourselves at each practice. Even if someone messes up, she lets us know that we mess up, but she tells us that we can keep going because she believes in us, and she believes in not only you as an individual, but as us working as a team. So if it wasn't for rugby and the leaders, having a leader is a great thing, especially for me and someone like me, because it always gives you a goal. You look at this leader as someone that you look up to and someone that you want to mimic, because they just help you realize what you can be, and they also help you determine that you can not only get to their level, but there's a possibility for you to surpass their level. I also learned the importance of culture and a work environment and any type of environment you're in. Working at Wolf Architects is honestly like a huge family. Everyone gets along. They're so close. And being in that type of environment helps me, knowing that these people have their degree in something that I've just been in for about 5 months. So it's nothing that I am advance with. But if it was a hostile work environment, I would go into work every day feeling little and afraid to ask people for help. But since everyone at Wolf they seem like a big family, they're very understanding. It gives me courage to know that if there's something that I need help with, I can always go to them because they're always willing to help me and they just want me to be the best I can be. I also learned about the importance of reading the Wall Street Journal. It's many things that are in the Wall Street Journal. If you just watch the local news or even the national news, you would not know about. So with this Wall Street Journal that you get every weekday, it informs you of what's going on in the world that you probably would not know about if it were not for the Wall Street Journal. One article that stood out to me was an article about how colleges are beginning to track how often students are working out in their schools' designated rec centers. It wasn't really a more business article, but it hit me more on a personal level because before I attended college, I never stepped foot into a gym. I would exercise, but I would exercise by myself in my living room at home watching exercise videos on demand. And reading this article, since I've been involved in sports and I go to the gym on Temple's campus at least twice a week, it helped me to realize that not only is this affecting me, but it's affecting everyone. Learning that it makes a difference when schools start to track what other people are going through, and seeing that even schools look at just what the students are, how often students are attending these rec centers, as well as how often they're using a specific machine. It shows you that the school's not only trying to cater around the academic purposes in school, but also on helping students become more well-rounded. And with the rec centers, I believe that it hit me home, basically. I also liked about it is what I read it on the online version, not in the newspaper version. So I was able to read different comments and learn different ways that people view different topics. So I read numerous comments. Some I agreed with, some I did not. But it was having that online version is also a great opportunity so you can understand other people's views on these topics that may not have been something that you considered. So while reading this article, you form your own opinion, but once you read the comments, you're able to understand different points of views that could go along with it.